Okay, you're ready, Sandy. Go ahead.
I'm not.
You're
Hi,
live
everyone.
now.
Oh, I'm live. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sandi White. Glad to see all of you in this very unusual circumstance for me, being on camera, other than with uh, Zoom classes and meetings and so forth. So I'll just say hi. I'm and I'm really happy to see everyone. Um, just wanted to explain a little bit about my history with Art Therapy Studio, which goes back, now it's about 20, more than 25 years. Um, and uh, it has become part of my circle of friends. So, and I started working with Mickey McGraw uh, when she was still the director at Metro Health when Art Therapy Studio was specifically there, and came in and volunteered and worked with a lot of the patients at Art Therapy Studio for several years. Um, and Mickey and I are still friends after all this time. She's become a friend, a mentor, um, and uh, well, we're fellow artists. We're both um, we both uh, went to the Art Institute, um, which is actually unusual for people who are um, involved in art therapy at this day and time. Uh, but anyway, um, so we have a lot in common. And I have had uh, a number of various roles on various committees uh, and volunteer efforts with Art Therapy Studio for many years. Um, and it has become a big part of my life. So I'm happy to be here. I was really happy to be asked to participate in this, and here I am. We're looking at this. This is a painting that I created this year during during quarantine. These It is um, a family of immigrants. Here's the photo that I took it from, and it is mixed media. I have been um, adding to it over the months, and the idea that I have utilized in portraying this photograph and in an actual painting was out of darkness into light. You can certainly see the light here, my yellow sunshine light, and so I hopefully, I mean that's an immigrant experience. Unfortunately, it's been tampered down over the last several years, but my hope is that we will once again be able to um, allow immigrants to come in and to um, find their dreams in this country. Although this is not actually, this happens to be at the Greek border. Um, this particular photograph. but even so, it's an immigrant family coming into light. Um, I think I probably will just now work on it a bit to finish it, but I should tell you that um, initially, well, I use, and this was also something that I was able to find and turn into uh, useful technique through our therapy studio. What I use to start are um, watercolor sticks. Some people call them aquarelle. It's anyway, it's a stick where, and you could see it's like a crayon, okay? And the reason I like it is because you can draw with it, and then you wet the paper. I was shown how to do this actually by Mickey McGraw um, using a brush, but I work usually on large surfaces, not on small, and using a brush was just too tedious for me. So I developed a technique where I use the crayon to in the various colors to draw, and then rather than using a brush specifically to spray, I I use uh, a spray water spray container with my water, okay, and use it to blend the colors, and then use a large sponge or sponge brush. Whoops. Okay, I don't know if you can see that here. Um, to both catch the water and use it to blend on the surface of the paper. So I like to think I decided to start doing this because I figured it's less messy than laying out paints and water container um, in the name of neatness. Okay, but and there's no necessity as when you use other watercolor or paint media. I don't have to worry about covering them up because they're already here with my spray bottle. I can bring that out and draw whenever I want, and not have a whole spread. So um, that's the idea and how I developed the technique that I use. Um, I am traditionally a portrait artist. I've shown my watercolor portraits over the last 20 years or so in a number of venues, uh, gallery and shows, but not so much in the last few years. Um, although our therapy studio also affords me that opportunity because there are shows periodically throughout the year. Um, and I'm an eager participant in those shows. So um, I think, even though I think I'm going to use this this painting because it's almost finished for my auction piece, um, I think I'm going to work on another piece which I just started just to give you an idea of my technique. If I can find it. Okay. Well, I couldn't find the one that I wanted. I know I brought it in here prior to starting the filming. So it would be available for me to work on, and I'm not sure where I put it. So this one is close at hand. This is also a portrait. I did a series of portraits of monuments last year and the year before. And this is right now, as it is a sketch of Apollo, the Apollo pillar in Cleveland, on the bridge, the Detroit, I think it's the Detroit Superior Bridge. Okay, and let me see. Oh, sorry, Hope Memorial Bridge, Cuyahoga County. If you've ever been there. Anyway, this is a close-up photo of the stone carving of Apollo, and I started a portrait of Apollo that would actually go along with my previous series of portraits of monuments. So you can see I sketched it out, and I am going to grab several of my crayons, my watercolor crayons, and add to this to try to put in some color areas, flat areas, which will.
Hey, Sandy. I just want to let you know that we have half an hour left.
Oh,
an idea of where we were at with time.
Oh, okay. You mean I already killed a half hour gibbering here?
Well, it's been very interesting. I just wanted to give you an idea of time because I know it's easy to get lost in the process.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull together a couple of these watercolor crayons. I have my spray bottle. Oy. And okay. should have put a tarp down under my easel, which I did not do. So I'm just, I think I'll go grab something so that I don't get paint all over my carpet. Aha. Okay. I'll just show you a little bit of how I lay in my color. Uh, okay. Just going to put a little bit of accent color in here. It's a little bit of purple. And then what I do is spraying my sponge brush. And then here we go. Kind of bring it. Bring and blend. I don't know if you can see what I'm putting in here. Apollo is actually holding what looks like a carriage, which is probably, which are not around today, but Okay, they obviously were when the bridge was built. And so he has that, he's holding that on his chest. So I am just going to sketch that in here. Okay. And here you see I make this round shape. It started out, that was the sketch area, the wheel on the carriage on the front, or early car or whatever it is. And doesn't quite set in there right. So that's where my trusty wet sponge comes in handy to kind of paint this out. And then place the wheel lower as it should be. Okay. So, and I mean, when I draw with the watercolor crayons, as I kind of explained before, what makes me excited about it is that the drawing becomes the paint application when it's wet. So I think I'm going to come back in here and just kind of draw a little bit, make the actual portrait, the face, which is the basic feature, stand out a little bit more, so that the drawing is more complete. And then I can go back and layer on more layers of paint. No, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Work on his crown, which is, I'm not sure what kind of leaves they are, but try to define them a little bit better. Okay. Just building color. Sketching in shapes of the wings around his ears. You can see them. Okay. And again, go back into that with strokes to blend. Whoops, there we go. Got little drips. That's the fun part. Extend this out. So you can see, at least during this time, it's gone. My portrait has gone from really a sketch or a drawing, and now it's becoming a painting. So that's.
It's great watching the transformation, Sandy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So I just want to let you know you have about 10 minutes left, and we want to also let our viewers know that you are actually one of our event sponsors as well. And we
Oh,
want to thank you for your support of the studio. And
well, thank you. But I want to thank, in turn, I want to thank the art therapy studio and everyone there for their support of me all these years. So.
oh, that's wonderful. You got a big awe from everybody in the office listening. Wait, all
Well,
together. Ready? Aww.
yeah, well, truer words were never said. That's what friendship circles are all about.
Yes, she is right. So usually at this time we invite our artists to share anything about any shows they have coming up, or if you have a place online where people can follow you or find your work. You're feel free to tell everybody about that.
Okay. Well, I occasionally I put up, oy, I put things up on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, uh, but as I said in the beginning, except for art therapy shows the last year or two, I have not done any individual shows, just the way it is. Um, but that's I appreciate this opportunity, um, because people can see me work, and once I get finished with all of this, all of this art, or once we as people get through this pandemic, uh, my my hope is that, well, this is what I do to help me get it. The art helps me get through it,
Yeah.
because it gives me a focus. And while I've been here through these months, I have done, as I showed you, a number of paintings, none of which I thought were finished, but when I pulled out the original one that I was showing, I said, it looks pretty finished. So that was why, it's, I don't know. I think I've heard some of the other artists say, and when I'm in classes and all of that, everybody says it's hard to know when something is finished unless you put it aside, and then when you pull it back out, your viewpoint changes because you forgot how you viewed it previously. So that's a good thing. Put something aside that you feel is unfinished. And when you pull it out, you don't maybe have too much to do
Yeah,
to finish it.
sure. Yeah.
So, because I find, when you put stuff aside, you kind of forget about it. Um, and then when you pull it out and you say, oh, wow, I like what I did, right? So, anyway, I'm let's just a kind of philosophical, psychological thing, you know. Put something. It's like when you. It's kind of. I always think it's kind of like when you switch your clothes. You know, you put the winter stuff away, and the spring bring the spring stuff out, and then when the fall comes and you do the opposite, it's like having a whole new wardrobe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You forget what you had and you say, oh, I had this, I had that, I can put this with that. So, you know, newness.
So if
I guess.
somebody wants to follow you on Instagram, Sandy, how can they find you?
Oh, um, my handle or whatever you call my screen name is Graham Sandy Graham. Okay. However, I don't I don't have too much posted there, but I decided during the pandemic that I'm going to have to utilize it more. Uh,
Mhm.
and it seems really um, a good place to do that. And but I have to kind of refigure out how to post things and do them on there often. I'm
That-
out of practice. So uh, you will see. I mean, they're just there's a portrait of a well-known person who's on there. I'll ask that person when you go to my um, Instagram and ask to follow me, if you would please just say where you found, say where you're from, so I'll know it is, because I'm very careful because I I have
Understood. Yeah, that's important.
yeah, so I don't know it's just some random person. Just say it was from art therapy studio, so I won't block you.
Excellent. Thank you for the tip, Sandy.
Okay.
Very wise.
Okay. And anyway, so are we done yet? Am I done yet?
Yeah, we're just wrapping up. So if you just want to kind of we'll just have a look here at your piece and
Oh, which, oh, my, the one I'm putting at auction?
the one
That,
you're
this
putting in
one?
this is the
Oh,
one for auction.
yes.
Okay, beautiful. Everybody have a look and you can bid
Can
on
you see it well?
yes, it looks great. You can bid on Sandy's piece through the links on our Facebook page. And Sandy, thank you so much for being with us this morning and sharing with us your art and letting us watch you work. It's really been um, very relaxing for me to see your technique, and I love the way you use the media.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad it appears that way.
You did great. You did great. But
Okay.
all right. Well, we're gonna
Excuse
sign
me.
off with Sandy, and we'll see
Okay.
everybody shortly.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandy.
Okay.